Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Welcome in. Um, let's get directly into it. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice, guys. Quick shout out to the two newest members over on the member side, Adwin and Rainforest. Welcome to the member side, guys. We're going to start doing the shout outs and stuff like that for the members as well. Member side's been going absolutely crazy, guys. It's been nuts. We do a lot of micro cap gems you can get into early. Sometimes projects only like a week or two old. Very, very micro cap. A lot of these projects are pumping hundreds of percentages, guys. Our members are getting in on these plays early, and we only charge $4.99. Other places charge like $29.99. So you're getting a massive deal. So check out the member side, guys. Yeah, definitely. And sports the channel too, guys. So let's have a look at Bitcoin here, 43.9, just a hair under 44,000 again. Algo, Sand, Miria, and Cardano having fantastic pumps, whereas Python Network, Casper, nice DCA opportunities for those plays, guys. Mutable X pumping. Where do we got? Jasmine down 1.2%, still holding 20615, however. Very good to see, guys. Very good. You love to see it. All right, let's get into it, guys. First, we kind of wanted to talk about, I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Jay Clayton, Jay the Coward Clayton by Tony Edwards. I couldn't agree more, Tony. Couldn't agree more. Listen to, he finally comments on the Ripple versus the SEC case, and he starts lying. Like, why? Like, listen how ridiculous this is, guys.
BTC has won every capital raising case, including the Ripple case.
Watch how he words it. Watch how he tries to word things to make it seem like the SEC won. He tries to make it seem like the part that the SEC won on, which is the institutional sales, right, is the big part. And the secondary market sales was the small little part that didn't matter that the SEC, he doesn't say lost on, he says it didn't win on, I believe, was his wording, right? So he tries to make it seem, see how wordplay matters, guys, manipulation, right? The SEC lost the biggest part of this case, the part that mattered the most, the retail, the sales of XRP to retail investors on the secondary market are not securities. They lost. That is the case that they wanted, the part of the case they wanted to win, guys. The reason that that matters and why it's so big is because they knew if they got that part and they won that part, then they had all of crypto then. They had it all, right? They had precedents to call all crypto on all secondary market sales securities transactions, and they would have controlled the market, but they lost. That was the part that was big to them. But watch how he tries to make it sound like that was the part that was small to them.
The judge, I believe, found that the issuance in the initial issuance was in fact a securities transaction during the capital raising case. Mm-hmm. The question in the Ripple case that I believe the SEC did not win was on the secondary trading, was that a securities transaction or not? There are other cases with similar facts where the SEC has won that. We will.
See, did you hear that? Do you hear he slid that in there? He just lied. That was a bold-faced lie. He just said there are similar cases with similar facts that the SEC has won on. That's not true. No judge in no case has ever declared that any crypto or digital asset product on the secondary market was classified as a security. He just lied there.
We'll see how that plays out. But that goes to my point about secondary trading and Tim's point about secondary trading and the need to establish rules of the road, whether it's a security or a commodity, but that people are trading with the expectation of a financial return. And to go back to Dave's question, I think the SEC.
They seem to hyper focus on what he just said there. Well, it's a security because people are expecting profit, right? They're expecting a return. That's what they're doing is they're completely kicking the how we test aside, pretending it doesn't exist, and just hyper focusing on that and think that if they say that enough, if they keep repeating it, in videos, online, in courtrooms, that it will somehow they'll speak it into reality that that will be what the classification of a security is. And they're not going to speak it into reality.
BTC's record on cases decided is what, 95 and one's up on appeal.
That's not true either. They've been losing. They've been losing cases left, right, and center. They've been losing decisions, and the judges have been calling them out. I like how he tries to like. This is the problem, guys. Like they control the media, right? Like what journalist or what interviewer would allow someone to come on and just blatantly mislead in an entire video like this and not call them on anything that he's saying? Like that's the job of an interviewer. Like, when he says, well, they win 95 and they've lost one, but the one that they've lost is on review. How do you not call them out on that and say, well, what about this case? What about that case? What about this ruling? What about that ruling that you've been losing on left, right, and center lately? You just lost to Grayscale. That's a loss. But he doesn't talk about it. See, I'm losing my voice. But he doesn't talk about it, pretend it didn't happen, right? Just completely ignores it, but and no one calls him on it. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, anyway, I don't want to ramble on that too long. It's just amazing how this piece of garbage can get on TV and just spew, complete and utter nonsense and just get away with it, right? BTC price to $500,000. Bloomberg analyst cites Bitcoin's fresh super cycle as 2024 kicks off. According to Bloomberg, Bitcoin is primed for an unprecedented rise to $500,000 in the long term. Bloomberg asserted that the asset's recent surge above 42,000 has spotlighted the beginning of a cycle that can spearhead this bullish rally. As the report reads, Bitcoin topping 42K is just the start of a fresh crypto super cycle that will push the world's biggest token above $500,000 in what adherents say is the new monetary order taking Wall Street by storm. Quick pause there, guys. I want a side note, just as a little side note here, is that I was hearing a lot of the same things near the peak of the last bull run. A lot of people were starting to say things like this, like, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to $500,000, and it's going to be a super cycle." That's a lot of the verbatim. That's if you're new to crypto, that's kind of a little bit of a red flag because they were saying that at the peak of the last bull run. A lot of people were saying it. A lot of articles were coming out saying that stuff. Super cycle, Bitcoin super cycle, 500K, $1 million a coin. It's coming real quick. And then we crashed down 95% and we got into the bear market, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. It is kind of a red flag that you want to keep an eye on. When you start hearing things like that, it's not the greatest indicator. Continuing here. Like Bloomberg, other prominent finance figures have made massive bullish calls in previous years. Last year, Mike Novogratz, the CEO founder of Galaxy Digital, predicted that Bitcoin would hit $500,000 within 5 years. Although he backpedaled with the time frame, he maintained that the cryptocurrency could surge to the aforementioned levels. Similarly, Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest, predicted that Bitcoin would hit 1.4 million by 2030. The sentiments expressed by observers towards Bitcoin this year have been mixed. Many key players have previously been more conservative with their outlook on Bitcoin. Sentiments only began to lean towards the bullish region as the market entered the fourth quarter. Notably, Matt Maley, the chief marketing strategist at Miller Tabak and Co., highlighted what he believes to be the catalyst for Bitcoin's ongoing price rally. Quote, I would argue that one of the most important reasons Bitcoin's rallied so strongly in 2020 and 2021 was because the massive influx of liquidity into the system due to the pandemic, he asserted. Many prominent figures in the cryptocurrency community have maintained that the anticipation for spot ETF approval has strongly influenced the market's perception of Bitcoin. In the near term, not only do Bitcoin proponents look forward to the asset tapping 50K, but Bitcoin hitting the 100K price mark has been the long-term expectation. From key players, market participants, also their eyes peeled for the upcoming Bitcoin halving scheduled to kick off May of 2024. That's not true. I believe it is April of 2024. The event is designed to slash the amount of new Bitcoin released into circulation. This will later result in the reduction in Bitcoin supply levels, as its inflation rates are bound to diminish. At report time, Bitcoin is valued at $43,953. That's roughly what it is right now, yes. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that it is a red flag that they're calling for things like 500K Bitcoin and saying words like super cycle? Is that a red flag to you? Does that make you a little bit concerned, or does it just send you into a new stratosphere of bullishness? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Over to here, Senator Elizabeth Warren's coordinated plot to kill crypto just got busted. In recent developments within the crypto space, a report from Fox News has raised serious allegations against Senator Elizabeth Warren, accusing her of violating her oath as a senator in the attempt to kill crypto. The report highlighted that Warren engaged in a coordinated effort with the Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler to manipulate congressional hearings in 2021. According to XRP lawyer John Deaton, rather than fulfilling her duty of providing genuine oversight of the SEC, Warren allegedly conspired with Gensler, providing him with the exact questions she would ask during a hearing and even suggesting answers in advance. This, Deaton argues, goes beyond oversight and enters the realm of fraudulent and coached testimony before Congress, compromising the integrity of the process. One of the central criticisms against Senator Warren is her failure to address crucial concerns within the crypto industry. Despite sitting on the banking committee and being a vocal critic of crypto, particularly Bitcoin, Deaton highlights that Warren failed to ask tough questions, particularly regarding Gensler's meetings with Sam Bankman-Fried, former CEO of the defunct FTX exchange. We're going to get into this in a second, guys. Most of us have seen it, but we're going to get into it again. Deaton argued that her selective silence on certain matters reflects a biased approach and a failure to address potential regulatory lapses. He suggests a potential conflict of interest, raising questions about Warren's connections to SBF's parents. Allegedly, Joe Bankman, SBF's father, wrote Warren's tax plan in 2016, while SBF's mother runs a political action committee supporting Democratic candidates like Warren. This raises concerns about whether Warren's stance on crypto is influenced by personal ties. Deaton emphasizes that over 600 XRP holders in Massachusetts Warren's constituents, reached out to her office for assistance in addressing their concerns about the SEC. Allegedly, Warren's staff dismissed their requests, stating that the senator would not intervene due to the SEC's lawsuits against certain billionaires, which include Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO. That by the way, a little side note, that has ended. That case has ended. The SEC has stopped or has dropped the lawsuit against Brad Garlinghouse and Brad and Chris. Sorry. Um, Warren's cryptocurrency concerns. With her alleged bias approach towards crypto, Warren has been vocal about her concerns regarding cryptocurrency's role in illegal activities. In a letter to the White House, she highlighted the potential link between crypto donations and the T word that I'm not going to say on here, referencing reports about the Palestine group Hamas using crypto for funding. Additionally, Warren has expressed concerns about crypto payments in the Chinese fentanyl trade, connected it to her broader stance on national security and legal activities. This woman is unbelievable. And as you can see, Elizabeth Warren violated her oath as senator sitting. So here's Deaton's post, and let's have a look at the video.
Videoshell Report tonight about how Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and her office coordinated testimony with the Security and Exchange Commission ahead of a Senate hearing. The Heritage Foundation Oversight Project, of which I'm associated, through a FOIA request, obtained emails from Warren's office to the office of Chairman Gary Gensler 2 days before his Senate testimony back in September of 2021. The email from Warren's economic policy advisor includes a list of questions. Get this, a list of questions that Senator Warren planned to ask, along with suggested answers for the chairman of the SEC. The advisor also wrote, quote, "Let me know if you're okay with the questions as currently written." 2 days later, she sent a follow-up, quote, "Let me know if it's looking like the chair has any issue with the framing of the questions. Definitely don't want to put him in a tough spot," end quote. And it appears the chairman didn't have any issue with these questions because Senator Warren asked almost verbatim from the email. Check this out.
Chair Gensler, advocates say crypto markets are all about financial inclusion, but the people who are most economically vulnerable are the ones who are most likely to have to withdraw their money the fastest when the market drops. Does this sound like the path to financial inclusion to you?
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, et cetera. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have built up over many years. Know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Digital Asset Investor says here, FOIA request anyone? The only thing she cares about with regard to the American people is deceiving them. So, what do you guys think? Should there be a series of FOIA requests against Senator Warren to get to the bottom of these conflicts of interest and possibly maybe removal of her from the Senate based on her conflicts and her deceptions of the general public? What do you guys think? Are you outraged? I'm Canadian, so I don't have a say, but definitely I am outraged nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think down below. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. We bring you the alpha. Join as a member to get exclusive members only content. And guys, check out the channel sponsor, L Bank. Link is in the description. Do your spot trading, leverage trading, copy trading. No KYC required. I will see you guys in the next one.